Hey, YouTube. What the hell is going on in Alabama? All right, these people are obsessed with controlling other people's bodies, forcing people to have babies, forcing women to have children that they do not want. That's giving the child a real chance, I would say, when you have forced this person to have a baby they didn't want. Maybe they're 16 years old. Maybe someone they didn't like very much impregnated them, who they know is not going to be there. All kinds of circumstances. But I have to talk about what I know about. So, my experience with babies, pregnancies, and children is different than most people's since I left my family at 19 years old. So, I came to California. So, I was exposed to people who are on the street. On the street, they get pregnant. Right? So, we were all meth monsters, was a drug addict, and all the time there will be stories of these girls living on the street, sleeping in bushes, getting pregnant. Why? Because they're women and they're able to have children. People living outside, you want to force them to have babies. What about heroin addicts? I'm just talking about people that I know about. What about heroin addicts? You gonna force them to have baby? The baby could more than likely be born with birth defects and parents that are strung out on drugs. Not many people come off of drugs like that. The numbers are extremely low, 10% or something like that. But they're still women, so they're still susceptible to getting pregnant, and they're getting loaded, so they're not always being careful about protection. Their minds don't work that way, but they still get pregnant. Are those people supposed to have babies too? People say, oh, they always criticize, oh, the welfare mothers. Well, what do you think if you done force a teenager to have a baby? I mean, what do you think is going to be the result of that? She ain't got no man. She's having these babies that she doesn't want. What else is she going to be other than a welfare mother? She's not prepared to be anybody's mother. And if she's going to be somebody's mother, she should at least want the child. So I think it's insane the way some people think. All these men, I'll just say white men, who want to control every woman in this country's body. That's the end game. They're going to decide that you're going to have this baby. See, the men have it easy. They have it easy. They just squirt in there and that's it. They can decide to stay or leave. But you're going to force the woman to carry it. Why? You both had sex? Anyway, I just think it's this sad state of affairs that we're still fighting this thing about abortion. And I think a part of it also might be that senator. What's his name? I don't even remember what his name is. The one that said that we can't grow our population with other people's babies. Y'all remember that? I'm sure some of you do. If any of you remember that senator, he could have been a congressman, but who made that dumbass statement. But there was truth in that. That's what they're afraid of. It's fear. It's phobia. It ties right into what Trump thinks about immigration. They're so fearful of the demographics in this country changing. In other words, they want white people to have more babies. That's it. As far as the way that man thinks. Now, I guess he doesn't even consider the fact that all the other minorities are having babies as well. But I think that could be a part of it. They don't want the demographics to change, so you must keep having children. Children. Let me try to concentrate. I have a very hard time concentrating. Excuse me, people. I got to unplug my phone. Come on, ding dingy. Come on, ding dingy. This damn dog is always underfoot. So whenever I make a move, he's right there around my feet. I got to be careful. A couple times I stepped on the little tail. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, this thing about it, but consider there's so many different circumstances where people need to have abortions. They should be let them. Why can't people finish, get their life at least on track before they just start spitting out babies? It doesn't make sense. And a woman should be able to choose what she does with her own body. Who's going to care for these children? After she gets these children, most of the time it ends their schooling. It forces them to be with people who they don't want to be with, just for financial security. It ties them up early because young people are the ones that get pregnant, right? So hopefully all this is going to fail in Alabama. Apparently they're signing into law. It's amazing that many people, that many even women. I mean, the woman is the one making the decision, but they're all men, forcing her to do what is right for their party, be a team player or whatever. I don't know what her justification is for that, but a lot of women feel like, oh, it's the life. The Bible says this. The Bible says that. So stuck in ancient times. So stuck that they can't even see what reality is. When I walk around San Francisco, people out there living in the bushes, doorways. I mean, young people. These are teenagers. And I'm not exaggerating. They're all over this city. And you wonder what the hell happened. They had parents who couldn't take care of them. They did not nurtured people. Nurtured people don't just come to San Francisco and become drug addicts. That's not the way it works. Everybody should be having children. What about people with mental illness? They're so mentally ill that they're walking around with no shoes on. But because they got pregnant, now they got to have a baby. What chances did that child have any kind of life at all? So last night I was watching Breaking Bad. I've had to postpone watching that show because I'm an ex-drug addict myself, and I thought it would be too much for me to just be seeing that kind of entertainment. But there was a scene where these guys were in this, I guess it's like a flop house. People were squatting in this house, and so the guy, one of the main characters, he gets in there and he sees the people he's looking for, who ripped him off, are not there. But there's this little dirty little redhead kid in that house all by themselves. No parents. Both parents are strung out. And the kid looks like a little monster when you see him. But in truth, he's just dirty. He's not well cared for. I don't know if he can even speak. And you guys think that's just an exception. No. On one hand, you're saying we have a drug crisis in this country. And on the other hand, you're not seeing that those are women. They still have babies. They get pregnant more often than you would imagine. I used to be in situations where people who we know had babies, and you say, "Oh, where's Joey?" And the mother of the child doesn't even know where the baby is. She don't know where she left him. I'm talking about, this is an actual incident. So that kid must have been maybe 3-4 years old, and the mother does not remember where she left the child for 2 days. If she forgot. It's not funny. It's just one circumstance. Everybody should not be having babies. You can't take care of them. You're a single person. All these single women are going to be forced to have these babies. And the men just goes on about their life. It's bullshit. Anyway, it's my opinion about abortion. I think it should be legal. I think people should be able to decide if they want to carry a baby. Now, they can get all into when the baby has a heartbeat and all this kind of stuff. All controlling somebody else's body. When men don't get pregnant. Anyway. So this is all part of Trump's plan. I doubt that he really gives a shit about children. He thinks about his base. This is what they want. They're conservative. It's such bullshit. I mean, Trump, only thing missing are the horns. And these people, Christian people, are talking about he's one of us. How in the hell has Trump got to do anything to do with your value system? He just wants votes. Now, he done stacked the damn court, the Supreme Court. He's going to try to leave a mark on his presidency. He wanted it to be that stupid ass wall. But now I see he wants to move on to other things. This is his plan to control these people who are following him aimlessly. I don't know why people are so opposed to other people's abortion. You know, they always say it's religion, it's religion, it's religion. But some of the people that I mean, the people who are left responsible for 20 years, what are they actually producing? They didn't want the baby. You're in a situation where the mother did not want the baby. The father is more than likely not even there. We got more baby daddies and more baby mamas. If we can cut down on the baby daddies and baby mamas as opposed to mothers and fathers, it would be a benefit. But I think it might come in, that might play into it though. It could be in trying to control the demographics. I don't think it's all religion. I don't think it's all because the Bible say thou shalt not kill. I don't think it's all. I think there's more to it than that. That senator, whatever his name was, he might have spilled something. Every once in a while, you'll hear something. Some of their hatred will come out, or some of their motivations will come out. I think that could be part of it. They want white people to maintain the demographics in this country. They're not going to control. They're not going to be able to maintain the demographics of the strong majority white if they're not having babies. That's just one thing. Everybody has a different circumstance. I'd imagine a lot of these people are going to leave the state, but people in that circumstance, a lot of times teenagers, young adults, they don't have the means to just get up and go to another state and get an apartment and do all the things they have to do in order to have an abortion. It shouldn't be made that difficult for them. Like I said, these streets are packed with young people all in the streets. These people have not been nurtured. They've not been nurtured. And a lot of them would probably have been better off if they weren't born. Birth defects. It is very, it's unusual for hardcore drug addicts to have healthy babies. I'll just say it like that. And this law would force them to have them anyway. Women who don't even want the babies. Strung out. Anyway, it's just my thoughts. Let's pray this thing doesn't happen. They're not able to get into the Supreme Court. I don't know. I don't know what to think.